The San Francisco mayor's race is coming up. If you believe this story from earlier this month in the Chronicle, many people actually still think Gavin Newsom is the mayor of the city, and many other people just don't have a clue as to who is running, or maybe even that there was a mayoral election in the first place. But let's start with the basics. The election is November the 8th. It's just over 2 weeks away, although if you're into the early voting thing, there's a chance you've already cast your ballot. The election this year is a ranked choice election, meaning that voters are going to rank the candidates in the order they prefer them. If one candidate gets the majority of the first preference votes, well, it's easy. That candidate wins the election. But if no single candidate gets a majority of first choice votes, then the bottom ranked candidates are eliminated and the process is repeated till someone is the first place vote getter. By the way, there are 16 candidates running for San Francisco mayor this year, officially, that is, and as you might expect, the majority of the candidates are running on the Democratic ticket. But there are also others. There are 2 Republicans running, 2 independents as well, and there's a candidate from the Green Party, and one candidate whose party affiliation is not exactly known. So let's take the candidates in alphabetical order. First, San Francisco Public Defender Jeff Adachi, running as a Democrat. Former San Francisco District 2 Supervisor Michaela Alioto-Peer is also on the Democratic ticket. Cesar Ascaruns is running as a Republican. He's best known as a nightclub owner, salsa musician, and entertainer, although he did run for San Francisco mayor back in 1983. That's according to his website. And current San Francisco District 11 Supervisor John Avalos is running as a Democrat also. Playwright and actress Terry Joan Baum is running on the Green Party ticket. She's the only Green Party candidate this time around. And current District 3 Supervisor and President of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, David Chu, is running as a Democrat too. Paul Currier is a former executive, radio guy, and San Francisco Wi-Fi pioneer, according to the bio on his website. He is also running on the Democratic ticket. Former 2-term District 8 Supervisor of San Francisco, Bevan Dufty, is running as a Democrat also. Tony Hall is also a former San Francisco supervisor. He used to represent District 7, and he's running as an independent candidate. San Francisco City Attorney Dennis Herrera, known for his action supporting gay marriage, is running as a Democrat. Taxi cab driver Emil Lawrence is running this time around for San Francisco mayor, but it's not clear what ticket he's running on. We'll have more on this in just a moment. And incumbent Mayor Ed Lee, who inherited the mayor's chair when Gavin Newsom was elected lieutenant governor, is running on the Democratic ticket also. And rounding out the last 4 of the 16 candidates, Wilma Pang, ESL and music professor at City College of San Francisco, running as a Republican. Venture capitalist and self-described working mom Joanna Reese is running as an independent candidate in this year's mayor's race. Phil Ting, San Francisco's current assessor recorder for the city, running as a Democrat. And finally, State Senator Leland Yee, who represents the 8th State Senate District in California, is running on the Democratic ticket as well. So how do you gauge who you'll vote for? There have been a number of debates held by various groups and agencies. Not all candidates have attended every debate. There have also been 3 voter polls taken since this summer. 2 polls by Survey USA, one in March and one in July of this year, and then a 3rd poll taken more recently, in August, by Public Opinion Strategies. While the first poll really had the candidates so close they were within the margin of error, the 2nd and 3rd polls taken showed incumbent Mayor Ed Lee far and away the candidate with the most voter support, although not only is there the margin of error to deal with, somewhere around 1/5 to 1/3 of all voters, depending on the poll you're looking at, either remained undecided or supported someone other than the 16 main candidates for San Francisco mayor. The sample sizes for each of the polls was healthy, between 500 and 600 registered voters. Back for a moment to taxi cab driver and candidate Emil Lawrence. It's hardest to discern his take on issues since he has no website, although not all the candidates have a true website devoted to them, but the ones that don't have at the very least a blog or a Facebook page which outlines their history, their leanings, and their plans and promises should they be elected. Lawrence has, however, been profiled online in places like the Huffington Post. I can't find any debates in which he's said to have participated, although HuffPost says he's a frequent speaker at the Board of Supervisors about taxi cab driver-related issues. And don't mistake his lack of online presence for a joke candidacy. The Examiner reports that to run for mayor, the candidate either has to gather just over 10,000 valid signatures or collect 20 signatures and then pay a little more than $5,000, which Lawrence did. And if that's not a sufficient number of variables to make it confusing enough, well, then there's write-in candidate Matt Honan, who is a senior reporter at Gizmodo. His at least partly satirical candidacy made the blog sfist.com just yesterday. While the website devoted to him indicates his platform includes ideas like tax Twitter, ban straight marriage, and let's all go surfing, along with some choice profanities about the Muni system, by the way. His supporters online joke it's easy to call Honan out for his joking BS, but what about the other candidates and their for real BS? Well, no matter whom you like in this year's mayor's race, SF residents are choosing November the 8th.